So, Abhishek, thank you for being with us. And it's so nice to always have you here, have a conversation with you, learn so much more from you of Bespoke Travel. And of course, love picking your brain on what's happening in the industry. And yeah, would love to know more today.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure talking to you, Angat. Let's deep dive.
Thank you. So I'm going to start with something that we've been noticing a lot in the industry, and we've been hearing chitter chatter around this quite a bit. And want to pick your brain on what's your take on spiritual luxury, where they say wellness, transformational journeys are no longer optional; they're almost becoming integral in people's travels journey.
Spiritual luxury is actually the antidote to burnout. For the ultra wealthy who have been there, done that, seen everything, what they crave is for inner stillness. We are actually seeing a seismic shift towards travel as a tool for healing, self discovery, and energetic renewal. And this is not just a trend now, it has become a necessity.
So the next question is about understanding more about spiritual travel and from cultural immersion to personal awakening. What are the top three spiritual destinations or experiences that you believe every luxury traveler must seek in this decade?
On the top of my head, it is Bhutan, definitely, for their philosophy of the gross national happiness. Then you have the Lake Atitlan in Guatemala for the ancestral wisdom. And then you have the Japan's Kodo for the quiet and the spiritual path of self-awareness. According to me, I think these are the top three spots.
So the ultra HNIs are shifting a lot to spiritual tourism. Could you list down, say, top three reason off the top of your head? What would make you think as to why they're shifting to spiritual tourism or even looking at spiritual luxury as a commodity?
Yeah, so definitely a deep desire to reconnect with oneself, a search for legacy which is beyond wealth, and lastly, I would say burnout from high performance lifestyles. So at Lushescapes, we work with local monks. We design journeys that are spiritually attuned and energetically restorative and deeply personal. That's how we are actually changing the way travel is set forth in the near some time.
Got it. Got it. And so they're also just from, again, just being curious for the fact because where we speak about spiritual luxury at the same time, in my head, a 5-star or a 7-star doesn't pop up. Is it true that there could be facilities or there could be places to stay in which are not, say, 5-star or 7-star, or is it a necessity that no, these places will have these really poshy hotels, but at the same time, I'm sure spiritual luxury could also mean places that are not as convenient as a 5-star would be, but they're super grounded and they actually connect you to the roots really well. So are there any places like that also?
So spiritual luxury definitely resonates with less is more, which I would say at most times is not found in a 5-star or a 7-star luxury property. So what we do is we work with independent villa owners. We work with monasteries. We work with other places which are quite placid and away from the hustle bustle of the commercial world. We work with inns and cabins which are out in the wilderness, away from the civilization. And those are the kind of setups that discerning travelers are yearning for these days. And in terms of the entire paraphernalia of how this trend is coming about, people actually are wanting to stay away from commercial hubs. So the element of silence travel is such a great add-on to the attainment of luxury and the attainment of spirituality that one seeks. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to step away. I mean, we've been speaking a lot about spirituality and spiritual luxury. I also want to take a step back from the digital age that we are in. And as a curator of Rare Journeys, how do you balance exclusivity with accessibility, especially when luxury is so easily showcased on digital platforms for everybody, right? So from a kid to an adult today, it is so accessible. So how do you balance that exclusivity with accessibility?
So for us, true luxury is not about flaunting, it's about feeling, right? And at Lushescapes, we create moments that are so ultimate and that are also not Googleable. So we want to stay away from the digital noise because that we feel is very temporary. And we want to actually hone the element of emotional bonding for the traveler.
Got it. So when you said there are so many travel places that you have that have got. I mean, you won't find those places on Google or today. ChatGPT has become a major source of people googling top 5 places that I can go, or they ask ChatGPT to plan their travel out. But at the same time, people yearn experiences, and so I think it's there is a difference in when people are trying to book a place and people are trying to book an experience. But I think the feeling that you mentioned about that feeling is so true to somebody, because I think I've also heard you say that a multiple number of times when we've spoken about travel, how what you curate is how does it make someone feel. Tell me a little bit more about the feeling, and because every destination brings its own feeling with it. So, are there different feelings that are attached with different places? Like, for example, like you were mentioning about Peru, it makes you feel a certain way. So, can you speak about those different feelings that are there attached with, like, in a snap, you'll feel this the moment you're there?
Absolutely. So, plethora of feelings. Let's start with the feeling of inspiration. And I think any traveler in today's day and age gets inspired by what the world has to showcase. So, he's actually honing the hat of being a traveler and not a tourist. And it's all about the inspiration of what he wants to yearn, from the destination or from the experience that he goes to. Second would be ambition. You talked about Peru, right? And you talked about Machu Picchu. So I would say that all our travelers who go to Machu Picchu, they do not take the road or the train up to the top. They actually hike to the Machu Picchu, and that feeling in itself is a feeling of ambition. Plus, it is the awakening. So you call it spiritual awakening, you call it the awakening of cultural heritage or ancestral anecdotes. Once you reach on the top and once you get mesmerized with the remains of the Inca civilization, the feeling is just undescribable. So you need to be there to be able to feel it. So like that, there are different experiences, and each experience obviously hones a different set of emotion, different set of feelings. There are people that I've seen become sad and become deeply anxious, which is also a feeling. And sad not because they are in pain, but sad because up until today they missed this element of yearning what they were looking to do and see in the world. And that's in itself another awakening, right? But that sadness translates then into probably joy, and it may sound a little contradictory, but because of this entire amalgamation of flurry of different feelings, the end result is something which is magnanimous to the existence of the human race.
It's almost like every time I ask you about travel and when you're speaking about places, I feel like you felt the emotion so deeply that it's almost like you're feeling it while you're talking. Like, I do feel like every time I ask you a question, it's almost like when you're answering, you're there.
I'm there. Pause gaya hum
You've reached there.
Yeah.
If you have to define the future of luxury travel in one sentence or a couple of words, how would you do that?
So, the future of luxury travel is soulful, sustainable, and story rich. I think this sums up how travel is going to transit in the near future.
So Abhishek, I'm going to throw 10 questions at you. It's a very simple exercise. It's a this
Let's
or
do
that.
a rapid fire.
It's a rapid fire. It's a this or that, right? And you've got to be quick. I'm going to just shoot options at you. And first thing that comes to mind, mountains or coastline?
Mountains.
Sunrise hikes or sunset cocktails?
Sunrise hikes.
Santorini or Seychelles?
Seychelles.
5-star hotel suite or secluded private villa?
Secluded private villa.
Culture soak city or remote natural escape?
Remote natural escape.
Africa safari or Arctic wilderness?
Both.
No. You've got to choose one.
I would go with African safari.
Fair. Solo journey or curated group escape?
Curated group escape.
But you do both.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lux luggage or minimalist backpack?
Lux luggage, always.
Slow travel or fast paced itinerary?
Slow.
Travel for rest or travel for revelation?
It's a tough one. In my current state of mind, travel for rest.
Fair. Great answer. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.